Fire Deputy. Written by LegoKid27.
One summer morning, during the briefing, the Star Tugs were given their selected jobs. Except for one. Warrior, the harbour tug, was to stay behind for a small announcement. "Now I'm sure you're aware," the captain began, "that the fire chief is going in for maintenance today." Warrior responded with a nod. Star continued. "So I assigned you to fill in his place for today."
Thank you, sir,"
Warrior said. "Once you're stocked up with coal and water, you will report to the fire department building," the captain concluded. At the Zero Pier, Zip and Zug had to bring in a tramper with very fragile supplies aboard. But Captain Zero hadn't mentioned that they were also flammable. Although Warrior could be clumsy sometimes, he was very reliable. When he got to the station, he noticed the fire barge was already waiting for him. So, he decided to rest for a little bit. Eventually, Warrior woke up to a sharp whistle, only to find out it was Big Mac.
Sorry to wake you, Warrior,"
he said,
"but we need you on standby for the liner docking."
Still sleepy, Warrior followed Big Mac to the terminal dock. The Starfleet were hard at work bringing in the Duchess, with Warrior close by. Seeing the liner from a spectator's view was a new sight for him, since he never got to watch their operations. When the Starfleet finished docking her, Warrior went over to congratulate her. Afterwards, he went back to the station.
"Being fire chief is pretty relaxed,"
he said to himself.
"Not much has happened today, and I'm usually on garbage detail."
With that, he turned off his engine and waited around for any emergencies. Meanwhile, Zip and Zug were towing the tramp steamer to its assigned dock.
Keep me steady when you lot dock me,"
the tramper said cautiously.
"Stop worrying, we know what we're doing,"
Zug said.
"Hope so,"
the tramper said under its breath. They'd moved him next to the cranes for unloading, so the supplies could be taken by rail. But as the two prepared to leave, there was a loud crash. Zip looked back and saw the tramper's freight was on fire. Zug had forgotten to untie his stern rope, and the jerk caused one of the crates to fall over. 10 Cents, who was nearby, saw the situation and hurried towards the fire station. "Warrior! Warrior!" 10 Cents yelled when he got there.
"Hey, what's wrong, 10 Cents?"
Warrior asked. "There's a tramp steamer on fire near the naval yards."
"Right, I'm on my way,"
he said. He hitched onto the fire barge and sped to the scene. The fire had gotten bigger when Warrior arrived.
"Stay back!"
he shouted. Warrior aimed his fire hose and sprayed water on the burning freight. Soon enough, the fire was completely out.
"Hooray! Hooray!"
cheered Zip and Zug.
"Thanks, laddie,"
said the tramper.
"Glad I could help."
replied Warrior.
Now then,
He questioned.
who can tell me how this happened?
It was my fault.
Zug explained.
My tow rope was still attached to the tramper.
Well, lucky you two were the only ones here.
Commented Warrior.
Report back to Captain Zero, you two. He's gonna want to know what happened to his shipment.
Warrior ordered. Embarrassed and ashamed, Zip and Zug went to tell their captain. Captain Zero did tell off Zug for his carelessness. But since the incident, both Z-Stacks have decided to respect Warrior. When the day was over, Warrior came back to the pier, and the fire chief returned the next morning. He congratulated Warrior on his heroic actions, even making him honorary deputy. I knew my number 5 deserved something, so I awarded him with a new coat of paint. Warrior showed us that any person, tug or barge, can save the day.